Hello, welcome to Thor Talk, the show all about Marvel's resident god of thunder. On this episode of Thor Talk, we look at Thor number 3, in which the wedding of Hela and Balder takes place. But things don't go quite as planned. Thor is killed and Hela's lover comes to object to the wedding. Or perhaps that's just a regular wedding in hell on Thor Talk.
I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard, and this world is under my protection.
Thor number 3, or 709 in legacy numbering, was written by Jason Aaron and was published in July of 2018. Before we begin, for those who don't know, both Hela and Fenris are Loki's children in the comics and in Norse mythology. The story begins in Hell, as the undead gather to witness the wedding of former Queen Hela and the current King Balder. Balder clenches his fists as Hela is walked down the aisle by her father Loki. But to understand how this wedding came to be, we must look back to when Hela emerged from the river Gjöll with Fenris and Tyr by her side. Thor is now riding Fenris as the wolf tries to shake him off. Loki squares up with his brother Tyr, and Hela confronts Balder, and she is most displeased that he has ruled in her place. Balder's lover Karnilla tries to intervene, but is caught in the massive hands of the undead. Scourge decides to stay out of this conflict, claiming the truck as his own if Balder dies. Tyr, meanwhile, has Loki on the ropes, but Loki is saved by Thor's pet hellhound Thori, who pins down the treacherous Tyr as Loki shaves off his mustache. In an attempt to get Thor off his back, Fenris dives into the river Gjöll. The river causes Thor to be overcome with negative, dangerous thoughts, so Thor thinks happier thoughts to survive the river's cold embrace and reaches for his hammer as Fenris tries to bite down on him. Hela then realizes that Fenris is missing and looks for him, only to see thunder and lightning erupt from the river Gjöll. Thor emerges from the river, dragging the unconscious Fenris. "My nephew has decided to take a nap. Who here would like to join him in slumber?" But as the two sides continue to argue, Sindar's ship emerges. Sindar has slain the great dragon Nidhogg, and now she sends her legions to attack the group. Thor smashes through the ship as Hela and Balder start to fight off the fire goblins together. Balder tells her that Sindar has come to conquer Hell, and this problem cannot be solved by fighting one another. Hela says that when the legions of Hell see their queen, they will fall in line, and together they will drive back Sindar. But Balder warns her that it is much more likely that she will only divide the forces of Hell, making them weaker, as some of them will remain loyal to Balder. As they quarrel, it is Loki who comes up with a peaceful solution. Have Balder marry Hela, and their forces will be united against Sindar. Back at the wedding, as Hela and Balder prepare to take their vows, Thor tells Loki that the forces of Hell are not enough. They need the Einherjar. They need the dead warriors of Valhalla. Loki reminds Thor that they don't know where Valhalla is, but Thor tells him that they can find it if they die honorably. Thor tells Loki to kill him so he can reach Valhalla and bring back reinforcements. So just as Hela finishes her vow to Balder, there is a stab and a roar of pain as Loki stands over the body of Thor. Now Thor stands at the gates of Valhalla, but he is confronted by a Valkyrie, who tells him that he is not entirely dead as he has the stink of Loki's magic on him. So she demands that the son of Odin explain himself. Meanwhile, the wedding is getting out of control as Balder tries to call off the wedding and replace it with the execution of the now murderous Loki. But just as things start to get back on track, a voice like death itself has demanded a halt to the proceedings.
Stop this farce.
Hela laughs as her true lover has arrived.
Thanos would like a word with the groom.
So that was quite the eventful issue, especially when compared to the last one. Thor got the opportunity to knock out his nephew Fenris. Hela and Balder were extremely close to getting married, and they may still get married. Thor was semi-killed by Loki, and now it looks like he's going to have to face the Valkyrie, and Thanos has arrived to fight on behalf of the goddess he loves. While I did enjoy this issue a good deal more than the last, it's really packing in the jokes and humor. I mean, it's not that all the jokes are bad, but some of them are a disservice to the characters. Like Scourge sitting out the fight saying that he gets the truck if Balder dies, and Tyr crying during the wedding and being terrified at the thought of having his mustache shaved off. I guess it's baby steps for Thor's return to glory. Well, that's all for this episode of Thor Talk. You can keep up with and support Thor Talk by simply subscribing. You can also support Thor Talk through Patreon and receive rewards, including exclusive access to Thor Talk reviews, where I review and share my opinion on Thor movies, TV shows, and more. The Thor Talk review for Thor Ragnarok will be available for patrons this week, and you can find the Thor Talk Patreon at patreon.com/ThorTalk. Once again, all art and video is owned by its respective companies, and I own none of it. With that said, see you next time on Thor Talk, where...
You behold